Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Purple Guy from Five Nights at Freddy's. So the design of this character, he's essentially like a rough sketch style. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to teach you how to loosen up your arms, because in order to become a really good artist, you need to be able to be relaxed while you're drawing. If you're really tight, your drawings will look that way. So you really want to be relaxed when you're drawing. So let's start. Everything is basically called, this is called a gesture drawing. Basically, you just want to kind of use your arm to sort of figure out where things are placed. So I'm going to start with the head. So it's almost like a circle. So I'm going to move my hand around my paper like that. And as I feel comfortable and I can sort of imagine and see that circle, I'm going to drop my pen and just let it happen. So from here, I'm going to draw the top of the head. So you can see that I always move my pen without actually drawing anything for, in a lot of my lessons. So up here, I'm just going to draw an angled line. It doesn't have to be just one line, it could be a few. On the side here, I'm going to draw a curve for the side of the head. And then over here, I'm going to draw the same sort of curve for the side of the head. And at the bottom here, I'm just going to round that out. This is called gesture drawing. You just want to give a gesture of what you're trying to achieve. And the actual final product actually looks quite good. So here, I'm going to start by drawing the top of the front edge of the hat. So again, drawing a couple lines for the top front edge. And then from here, it kind of comes up to a peak. So I'm going to draw an angle. And I can draw a few lines just to kind of accentuate that. And then if I feel comfortable with it, I keep going over and over and over with it. Okay, so from here, I'm going to just connect with that piece. And again, if I stray off a little bit, that's totally fine. I'm going to go in here and just color this in black. And it doesn't have to be perfectly black. It could be like pretty rough, which seems like a lot of these drawings are quite rough. Or at least the images I see. Okay, so there's the front brim of the hat. Let's get into the top of it. So here, it sort of flares out. I'll draw two lines. Here, it sort of comes back in, and it comes to a peak. So right about here, I'm just going to draw a few lines up there, and it comes back down on this side. So angling down, and then tucking this inside. Right in the middle here, I'm going to draw a circle, because we've got the little emblem there. And then here, I'm just going to draw a little band. He's got a little band that comes across. Let's get into the facial features. So his eyes are basically like almost like squashed circles. So again, you can see that my arm is almost acting like one piece. I'm not doing this. This is the wrong way to do it. You actually want to keep your hand and your forearm all in one piece. And a lot of you can't see this, but I'm actually standing while I draw. I actually like to stand over my drawings, because then I can actually look down and see what I'm doing. Because if I'm sitting down, I'm going to be looking at my drawing sort of in an angle. Okay, so here, let's just draw the eye. And again, I'm just sort of thickening it up as I go. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to angle it this way. So again, using my arm, and if I'm straying off, I'll just readjust as I go. So there's his eyes, and his grin is quite big. So from here to here, I'm just going to draw a bunch of lines, just going back and forth. On the bottom, I'm going to connect these 2 points with an upward curve. And again, you can see that I'm sort of just using really quick, hacky lines. And down the middle, I'm just going to draw one tooth, 2, 3, 3. I'm going to accentuate the side of his head here. So I'm just going to go in and just sort of thicken that up. Go around the side of his head here. And at the bottom, again, like I did with the mouth, just kind of going back and forth. Now, if this is a little bit too advanced for you, you can always go in and just use shorter strokes. Like that. But that's the thing that I want you to get used to, is using really short lines and being confident with your strokes. Let's get into the neck. So here I'm just going to draw a couple lines curving to the one back side of the neck and then curving the opposite direction for the front. Now here, I'm just going to cap that off. Because if you look at the sketches, you can see these little pin lines going everywhere. So here's a gesture of his body. Okay, so starting here, and usually we start at the neck, kind of drawing a line straight down. This shows you the center point of his body. Now let's go up here to the collar. I'm going to draw 2 lines that flare up, like so. I'm going to straighten that out on the top. From this intersection, I'm going to draw 2 lines coming down, and then from the outside, I'll come out like that. And drawing the collar. Here, I'll just pull in a couple lines like that. And again, you can go in and just darken them up if you want, like that. All right, so there's the collar. That was pretty quick. So if you're didn't catch that, you can always rewind and get caught up again. Okay, so here, right about here, I'm going to slope out the shoulders. So doing 2 slope lines towards the shoulders. Here, from this point, I'm just going to pull down some lines. So this is the body. Then from this point, I'm going to curve out to right about there on both sides, and then finish that off with the cuff. Now for the arms, I'm just going to pull in a little bit, draw a couple lines here. Here I'm going to pull in a little bit more, draw the arm there. Let's draw the pocket. So here's basically a rectangle. So 2 lines down, 2 lines across, step in a bit, pull lines down, and then come to a point. So here it's basically like a V. For the epaulets, I'm going to come down here and go across a couple times. Here I'm going to do the same. And it looks like a lot of the drawings really don't care how you draw this part, so you can just kind of draw a couple hash lines like that. And then again, you can go back in and thicken up those outer lines just to make it look accentuated. And once you start coloring this thing, it'll look pretty cool. But there you have it. There is Purple Guy. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out our Five Nights at Freddy's playlist. We have a ton of characters in there. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep watching, and tell your friends about us. We'll see you again soon.